What if you could stop letting people live rent-free in your head? And I'm not talking about that performative, I don't care what anyone thinks energy people post while secretly refreshing their notifications every 12 seconds. I mean, genuinely waking up one day and realizing that thing your boss said last week doesn't bother you anymore. Your ex posting vacation pics with someone new? You barely noticed. Some random person calling your life's work garbage? You literally felt nothing. Not because you're suppressing it, not because you're white-knuckling through life pretending everything's fine, but because somewhere along the way, you actually stopped handing out your piece like free samples. Sounds impossible, I know, but about 2,000 years ago, a few people figured out how to do exactly this. And they weren't trust fund kids meditating in mansions or monks hiding from reality. Marcus Aurelius was running the most powerful empire on earth while it was actively falling apart. Plague wiping out entire cities, barbarians invading from every direction, his generals plotting coups, his wife probably cheating on him with a gladiator. The guy had every reason to lose his mind daily. Epictetus was born into slavery, literally someone's property. His owner broke his leg just because he could, and Epictetus limped for the rest of his life. If anyone deserved to be consumed by rage, it was him. Seneca went from being one of the wealthiest men in Rome to getting exiled to a desolate island, then eventually being ordered to kill himself by the same psychotic emperor he used to tutor. These weren't people with easy lives who had the luxury of being calm. They had objectively horrible circumstances. But they all discovered the same fundamental truth. Nothing outside you can touch what's inside you, unless you open the door. I'm going to show you exactly how they pulled this off. Not philosophical theory that sounds nice, but doesn't help when you're stuck in traffic behind someone going 40 in the fast lane. Actual techniques that work in real life. Last month my buddy Abel got laid off. Not because he screwed up. His whole department got cut. Restructuring. Corporate code for we need to juice the stock price and you're expendable. I met him at a bar that night. He's gripping his beer like it insulted his mother, jaw clenched, going on this rant. 5 years I gave them. I stayed late. I skipped my kids' soccer games, and they just cut me. No warning, nothing. My boss looked me in the eye 3 days ago and said my job was secure. 3 days. I let him vent, but then I asked him, "Is being this pissed off bringing your job back?" He looked at me like I'd just slapped him. What? I'm serious. Is this rage doing anything except making you feel worse? He sat there for a minute. No, but it's not fair, man. You're right. It's not fair. But you sitting here wanting to punch a wall isn't changing that. So what are you actually going to do? That question shifted something. Not immediately. He was still pissed. But he started thinking, started planning, updated his LinkedIn that night, had 3 interviews lined up within a week, got a better offer 2 weeks later. Here's what most people don't get. We talk about anger like it just happens to us, like we're innocent victims of our emotions. He made me so mad. That situation pissed me off, but that's not how it works. What actually happens is this. Reality doesn't match the story you wrote in your head about how things should go, and you're having a meltdown about it. Abel expected loyalty to matter. He expected his boss to be honest. He expected the world to play fair. When it didn't, when it just kept spinning according to its own ruthless logic, he lost it. But the universe doesn't give a damn about your expectations. It's going to do what it does whether you approve or not. Marcus Aurelius wrote this while literal armies were trying to destroy Rome. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. What if Abel had asked himself that first night? What can I actually control right now? Could he control getting laid off? No. Already done. Could he control his boss being a liar? Nope. Could he control his next move? Completely. His boss took his job. Didn't take his ability to decide what comes next. Didn't take his skills, his network, his options. We think anger is this automatic biological response, like sneezing. But it's not. It's a habit. A pattern your brain learned somewhere along the way. Maybe because throwing fits worked when you were 5. Maybe because your parents handled stress by yelling. Maybe because every movie told you that real men get revenge. But you can unlearn it. Next time you feel that heat rising in your chest, pause. Don't text. Don't post. Don't say what you're thinking. Just breathe and ask yourself one question. Will being angry about this fix a single thing? Not do I have the right to be angry? Of course you do. Just, will it actually help? Almost never does. About 6 months ago, I posted something I'd been working on for weeks. A project I actually cared about, put real effort into it. The responses started coming in, mostly supportive. A few people just scrolling past. Then I saw this comment. Imagine spending time on this. Genuinely embarrassing. Do better. I clicked on their profile before I could stop myself. 17 followers. No profile picture. Bio just said, truth greater than feelings. I knew, logically, rationally, that this person was nobody. Some miserable troll getting their daily dopamine hit by crapping on strangers online. But I still thought about that comment for 2 days, wrote and deleted probably 15 different responses. Lost sleep over what some anonymous loser said on the internet. Why do we do this to ourselves? Because we're all secretly desperate for universal approval. We're terrified that someone somewhere might see through us, might confirm our worst fears about ourselves. So we take everything personally, even from people whose opinion we wouldn't trust on literally anything else. My girlfriend finally asked me, why do you care what this person thinks? I don't, I said. Then why are you still talking about them? Good question. Marcus Aurelius had senators actively plotting his assassination, spreading rumors, trying to destroy him politically. And he wrote, you always have the option of having no opinion. That broke my brain when I first read it. You always have the option of having no opinion. Someone says your work is garbage, and you just don't decide whether they're right or wrong. You don't engage with it at all, because their statement isn't truth. It's just their noise, their perspective filtered through their damage, their insecurities, their need to feel superior for 5 seconds. It has literally nothing to do with you. That troll who called my project embarrassing, they didn't actually see my project, they saw a target. They were already angry before they clicked. They were looking for something to tear down because destruction is easier than creation. I just happened to be scrolling by. Think about when you're in a terrible mood and you snap at someone. Is it really about them, or are you just overwhelmed and they had bad timing? When someone cuts you off in traffic and you lay on the horn, is it because they're a horrible person, or because you're already running late and this was the last straw? We're all the protagonist in our own story. Nobody else is thinking about you nearly as much as you think they are. They're too busy with their own chaos. That person who left the nasty comment, They forgot about me 30 seconds later, moved on to the next post. But I gave them 2 days of my life, 2 days of mental space for free. Next time someone comes at you, ask yourself, is this actually about me? Or is this about whatever they're dealing with? Almost always it's their stuff, their jealousy, their frustration with their own life. You're just the mirror they happen to look into today. Once you stop taking everything personally, you stop bleeding energy everywhere. I was at a family dinner last year. Politics came up, always a mistake. My uncle started going off, saying something deliberately provocative, clearly trying to get a rise out of me. Old me would have taken the bait, would have argued, would have needed to prove I was right, but I just sat there, took a sip of water, didn't say anything. He kept going, getting louder, more aggressive. Still nothing from me. Finally he said, "You got nothing to say?" I shrugged. "Nah, I'm good." The table went quiet. He didn't know what to do with that. Argument over. My cousin texted me later. "That was the most powerful thing I've ever seen you do." We think power is loud. It's the comeback, the clap back. The moment you destroy someone with the perfect response. But real power is staying absolutely still while everyone else is losing their minds. You know that feeling when someone says something that hits a nerve? Your chest gets hot. Your brain starts screaming. Say something back. Defend yourself. Don't just sit there and take this. So you fire back, you send that text, you post that response. And what changes? Usually nothing. Usually makes everything worse. Now you're in a war. Now it's screenshots and other people getting involved. Now you're thinking about this for days instead of minutes. Here's what most people miss. They're baiting you. The internet troll wants your anger because it proves they matter. Your toxic ex wants your attention because it confirms you still care. That passive-aggressive coworker wants you to explode so they can play victim. When you stay silent, when you give them nothing, they short-circuit. The game doesn't work anymore. Try this next time someone pushes your buttons. Count to 3 before responding. Just 3 seconds. Feel that surge? Stop. Breathe in, breathe out. Then ask, does this deserve my energy? Random person online? No. Bad driver? Definitely not. Annoying email? Pass. Actual threat? Maybe worth a measured response. But 95% of what makes us mad? Not even close to worth it. When you don't react, you stay in control. They're pulling strings, but you're not a puppet. I know this guy, really successful, built a company from nothing. At some event, someone got drunk and yelled across the room, "You're a fraud. You didn't build anything. You just got lucky." Everyone froze, waiting for the explosion. He just smiled, nodded slightly, kept walking. Later, I asked him about it. "That didn't bother you at all?" He laughed. "Why would it? That guy doesn't know me. He doesn't know what I built or how I built it. He's mad at his own life and I was just standing there." That's the thing. It's almost never about you. We're convinced everything revolves around us. The criticism, the insult, the cold shoulder. We make it all personal. But most of the time, you're just the screen people are projecting their own mess onto. Someone doesn't text you back. That's just a fact. Neutral. But your brain writes an entire story. They don't like me anymore. I said something wrong. They're avoiding me. I'm not important enough. You just created a whole drama based on nothing, radio silence. And now you're upset about your own fiction. Maybe they're dealing with something. Maybe they forgot. Maybe their phone died. Maybe you're not even on their radar right now because they're drowning in their own problems. It's not about you. It's about their chaos. Seneca said something like, "Wild animals see danger, run from it, then move on. Humans torture ourselves with things that already happened and things that haven't happened yet. Next time something stings, try thinking, that's their stuff, not mine. Actually say it out loud. Their stuff, not mine. Their opinion is shaped by their wounds, their history, their perspective. It's not objective truth about who you are. Insults only stick when part of you secretly agrees. Someone calls you lazy and you know you work hard, doesn't touch you. Someone calls you lazy and you're worried it might be true, that's when it hurts. The insult isn't the problem. Your relationship with yourself is. 3 years ago, my friend Tom got in a bad car accident, broke several ribs, internal bleeding, touch and go for a while. When I visited him in the hospital, he looked different, not just physically. Something had shifted. You know what I kept thinking about when I thought I might die, he said. Not work, not money, not that argument I had with my brother that we haven't spoken about in 6 months. I just kept thinking, why did I waste so much time being angry about stupid shit that doesn't matter? He called his brother that week, quit the job that was making him miserable, started saying no to things that drained him. Nothing clarifies your priorities faster than remembering you won't be here forever. That grudge you've been holding? Pointless. That guy who cut you off in traffic? Who cares? That passive-aggressive comment from last week? Irrelevant. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." If today was your last day on earth, would you spend it furious about an email, replaying old arguments, stewing over someone's random opinion online? No chance. You'd let it go instantly. You'd focus on what actually matters, your people, your work, actually being present instead of lost in your head. But we act like we have infinite time, like there's always tomorrow to forgive, to let go, to move on. Then one day there isn't a tomorrow. My dad didn't talk to his brother for almost 5 years over something so stupid. Neither of them can even remember what started it. Just pride, stubbornness. He should apologize first. His brother died suddenly, heart attack, gone. My dad would give anything now for one more conversation, one chance to let that stupid grudge go. Don't be him. Every morning ask yourself, if this was my last day alive, what would actually matter? Most of your frustrations will evaporate. Most grudges will seem childish. Most anger will reveal itself as the complete waste of precious time that it is. None of this matters if you just read it and move on. You don't read one book about guitar and suddenly play concerts. You don't go to the gym once and get ripped. This takes practice. Daily, unglamorous practice. 2 things that actually work if you do them consistently. Morning, mental prep. Before you check your phone, take literally 1 minute. Ask yourself, what might go wrong today? Traffic, annoying meeting, someone canceling, rain, bad news, whatever. Picture it happening. Then picture yourself staying calm anyway. When it actually happens, and it will, you're not shocked. You already saw it coming, already decided how you're going to handle it. Evening review. 5 minutes before bed. Replay your day. Where did I lose my cool? What triggered me? How'd I handle it? What could I do better tomorrow? Not to beat yourself up, to learn, to level up. I've been doing this for about 8 months now. The difference is real. Things that would have ruined my entire day 6 months ago barely register now, not because I'm suppressing anything, because I genuinely don't care enough to let them steal my peace anymore. Marcus ran an empire during a plague while people tried to kill him. He stayed composed, not because life got easier, because he trained for it every single day. The world can only disturb you if you give it permission. So tonight, ask yourself, did I focus on what I can control today? Or did I let chaos drag me around? Tomorrow, do it again. Not because life's going to get easier, but because you're going to get stronger.